Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So for today's video, we are going to be talking a bit about the drama between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole on the Golden State Warriors. So as a lot of you guys probably have heard by now, during a practice, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole kind of got into it, and it led to actually Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole. So, a lot of people are talking about different trade rumors and speculations, and the Warriors eventually going to have to decide between one of these two players. And to be quite honest, I don't want to dismiss the fact that teammates do sometimes just fight. I mean, you're around these people all the time. Things are going to happen. There very well could just be a case where Draymond and Jordan Poole, they talk it out, hug it out, and they're good to go. Let's not dismiss that. But let's also not dismiss the fact that really these trade rumors and speculations have been a thing before these two started fighting. And the big reason is because, there's a lot of different players on the Warriors that are due a lot of money. And Draymond Green, in a way, is being viewed upon as somebody that at this point in his career should take a pay cut. And, I think the big issue with Draymond, that if you were to trade him, that we only know how good Draymond is in the Golden State Warriors system. I mean, he's been the perfect player for years at that 4 spot. And he doesn't always put up the greatest overall stats. A lot of the things is what he does, just simply does not show up on the stat sheet. And sometimes teams don't fully value that. So I don't know if the Warriors, if they were to trade Draymond, if they would get somebody of equal impact in this, just because of how other teams would view him. And not to mention too, he is on an expiring deal. He does have a player option at $25 million, but he's probably going to decline that. And a lot of people think that he's going to be asking for a max contract. I mean, I don't know about you, but personally, I would not want to give Draymond Green a max contract at this point in his career, unless you are financially completely able to do that, and it's not going to mess up things later on. And then I look at the other side of things with Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole's a bucket. I think he should have got the most improved player. I thought it was stupid that he didn't. You want to talk about actual improvement from one season to the next? That was Jordan Poole, in my opinion. Now, there's been some reports, I just read one from Steve Kerr saying that the veteran players do tend to, give Jordan Poole a hard time. And I could see after a while where that would be a little frustrating. It's one thing to haze the new rookie on the team, but after a few seasons and the improvements that Jordan Poole is putting in, and not to mention too, he was already a little bit of an older rookie, right? He played a few seasons for the Michigan Wolverines. And I mean, I could see where that would get annoying after a bit, where it's okay, I'm no longer the young blood on the team here. Why are you guys still hazing me? I was a big part of the championship run and everything like that. So you also look at the position battle too, where it's Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, those guys have been around and they deserve to be around for the Golden State Warriors as long as they want to. And it just seems like that starting position for Jordan Poole is never going to be fully available until, Klay Thompson were to get traded or go to a different team, and who knows exactly when that is going to be. But in the meantime, it's yeah, you can do a small ball thing with, Wiggins at the 4 and Klay at the 3, but that's still not absolutely optimal. So I could release Jordan Poole being hey, I want to go to a situation where I'm valued not only as a starter, but also a building piece for the team. I mean, I don't know. Let's pull up NBA 2K real quick here. I forgot how old, let me actually move myself down here real quick here too. I forgot how old Jordan Poole is. So Jordan Poole, he's 23. So I mean, Curry's 34, Klay Thompson's 32 on a 2-year contract. Yeah, I can see Jordan Poole being ready to start now, man. And, last season, he put up 19 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 36% from 3. He was absolutely fantastic, especially going back to his rookie season. That's what I'm talking about as far as, the improvement goes. I mean, he was atrocious his first season in the NBA. He could knock down anything, and that was playing 22 minutes a game. That's when the team was kind of in that one season type of, I don't want to say rebuild, but, they were tanking and stuff because, there's a lot of injuries to Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. So, yeah, I totally see where Jordan Poole is coming from. We got Draymond Green last season, put up 8 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists per game. Like I was saying, this is the guy whose impact goes beyond the stats. Defensively, he's one of the best in the NBA, just communication-wise. And again, the team hyped up and everything. He's one of the best in the NBA at doing that. So I totally see it. But also you look at the season 2019-2020 where essentially he played, a few games and whatnot. But this was the season that a lot of people were injured and the shooting wasn't quite there around him. And he put up garbage numbers, man. I mean, at least offensively speaking, he still had the 6 rebounds, 6 assists, still playing defense and everything. But it just comes down to, do you feel like those numbers, that impact on a different team is worth a max contract? And would you want to trade for him? So, and the Warriors being like, hey, like, is this somebody we're ready to let go of yet? So I did put together very quickly, like, 3 trades for both players. I do want to know, man, let me know in the comment section below. Give me your best Jordan Poole or Draymond Green trade. And, you know, these are just like, I didn't want to get like too heavily into it because these are rumors that we've kind of heard about before already. And I just kind of felt like, hey, I could still see these like realistically happening. So the first one we have is Draymond Green. I know as a Pistons fan, I did say that I didn't really want to like pay him a max contract player. But we do know there's connections. He's, you know, he's from Michigan and everything like that, and played at Michigan State. And a lot of people think that he could be like that good veteran leader player for this team and everything. And I think to get this done, it wouldn't be able to happen until the trade deadline because of Bojan, you know, recently being traded for. But I was thinking maybe something like Bojan Bogdanovic, who's on an expiring deal, but he does fit in with the Golden State Warriors, does give them a nice replacement at that 4 spot. You know, brings elite shooting, man. He shoots like 38% from 3. And no, he's not as good a defender as Draymond Green, but a lot of players aren't. So you have him. I also said you toss him maybe a vet like Burks, and probably like, this one I'm a little indifferent on, man. A future first round pick for the Pistons. I don't know if I would do that, and I would probably have to be protected if I were to do that. If I'm being honest, man. And that's just because like Draymond Green, it just comes down to do the Pistons value him as a guy that deserves the money that he wants, right? Because if that's the case, it's like, yeah, you get Draymond Green. But if you don't see yourself paying him and you think he's going to walk after 1 season here, then you totally do not do this trade. So it's just got to be known that if Draymond like buys into the system. So I feel like that's pretty solid. Like I said, you're not going to get like equal impactful players on the Warriors, man, because I just don't think other teams are going to like view Draymond that way. So your best bet is to get like as much depth and just good quality players as possible. And I think that's a really good route to go. The next trade I was thinking about was actually a trade with the Miami Heat. And this one right here, I think would require a few draft picks to get done. And I think the type of player that Draymond is the type of player that the Heat actually really need. So I was thinking something here along the lines of getting Duncan Robinson, great 3-point shooter, would fit in the Warriors offense and everything. You're probably looking at also tossing in Caleb Martin, who is a solid 3-and-D type of power forward / small forward these days. Although I do think at this point you probably start coming to use Martin off the bench. And then I was also thinking I would probably want 2 first-round picks out of it, man. Like, I don't think 1 first-round pick is enough. And the reason I say that is because you are also taking on the contract. I don't know if it's going to let me do it or not. So, yeah, assume this has 2 first-round picks. Because you're also taking on the 3-year contract of Duncan Robinson, right? Like, they are doing that. So, yeah, but his contract's at, like, $60 million. And also would have to make sense, financially speaking, as far as, like, allowing the Warriors to still sign the players they want and keep under the luxury cap and everything. So, yeah, this was kind of just I like Draymond on the Heat. I don't know if there's quite going to be the fit there to do it. So that was kind of like my thoughts with that one. The next trade, not Steph Curry, is Draymond Green over to the Phoenix Suns. I think the Phoenix Suns would definitely be a team that he would fit on at that 4 spot. And the trade that I'm doing here is going to be DeAndre Ayton. We know there's some chemistry issues there with him and the team. Jay Crowder, once again, I think it could be that 4 spot. Not just for this straight up. You're probably also looking at tossing in a guy like a James Wiseman, who is only 21. He would become the new DeAndre Ayton for that team, essentially, and I think he's ready to go. I think he would be play great with that team, and playing with a guy like Chris Paul and Devin Booker would help him out a lot. You could probably argue maybe some picks either way, but something along this lines I think makes a lot of sense. DeAndre Ayton kind of fits what the Warriors window is right now as far as winning another championship. So yeah, I was kind of thinking that. And then another team that I'm not going to put a trade in for right now, but I was also thinking like the Portland Trail Blazers. We know we want to play with Damian Lillard. They do have Jeremy Grant now, so I don't know what that trade would look like exactly, but what do you guys all think about that? And then as far as Jordan Poole, I also have 3 trades for him that I would like to talk about. So the first one being Jordan Poole. Keep in mind too, he has not signed an extension yet. The Warriors have gone on the record to say that they don't want to lose Jordan Poole for nothing in free agency. So I do think there would have to be like a sign and trade type of opportunity. I think once again, you look at the Warriors starting 5 at that point, would be Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, Kevon or James Wiseman at the center spot. So I think once again, you're not going to get like an equal skilled player back for Jordan Poole. I would much so be looking to get like 2 really good quality players back that make this Warriors team even more deeper, right? So we got Jordan Poole. The first trade I have is a team that's been linked to him already, and that is the Orlando Magic. As far as this goes, with the exception of like Paolo Banchero, I would say probably like take your pick. This is kind of like what I was thinking as far as like a consolidation trade for the Magic to make, but I could also see Warrior fans being like, ooh, like these guys are kind of risky. We don't want to trade Jordan Poole quite for them. But I was thinking something like a Markelle Fultz and a Jonathan Isaac. So both of these guys, I think, when healthy, are great NBA players. Like Jonathan Isaac literally could be Draymond Green with better offense. He really could be that. Markelle Fultz, I mean, before injuries, like he puts up, I mean, the numbers are right. 13 points, 5 assists per game, 3 rebounds. I still think he's getting better. I always said he could be like the Sean Livingston of this team. But also, once again, you are taking on some injury pieces, so if you wouldn't want to the Magic to even toss in like a first-round pick or something, I think that would be completely fair. Or maybe you're more interested in like a Cole Anthony or, you know, a Wendell Carter, somebody like that to get on this team. So, yeah, just a quick one there for the Magic. Next up, I thought another trade that would make a lot of sense would not be able to happen until the trade deadline, but I thought maybe a trade with the Dallas Mavericks and kind of for Poole to be that Jalen Brunson replacement, just, you know, that guard that plays next to Luka that can get you, 17 points per game. And I was thinking for this to happen, it would be something like a Christian Wood and Spencer Dinwiddie type of trade. We already know that Christian Wood is comfortable coming off the bench. I think having the dynamic between him and James Wiseman could be very interesting. He could also play Draymond Green completely fine. And then Dinwiddie, who is typically used to being a backup point guard, going back to like his Brooklyn Nets days and everything, like, that would be great too. Just gives you a really good insurance policy there with having guys like Klay Thompson that does have an injury history. So like the idea of that. And then Jordan Poole obviously goes to the Mavericks, which is great for him. So I like that one. And then the final trade, pretty basic trade here that a lot of people have already been talking about, like insert any star player you want here. And, you know, as far as trying to get like these type of players, and that's the Miles Turner Buddy Hield trade. Let's call it like it is. Miles Turner, 3-and-D type of center, perfect for the Warriors spacing. Him and Draymond, Andrew Wiggins at the front court. That's gotta be like one of the best defensive front courts in the NBA. And plus you get Buddy Hield, who actually has more 3-point shot makes than Steph Curry does over the course of like the past 3 or 4 seasons. He would be amazing filling in as like that Jordan Poole role, but you don't really have the chemistry issues because he would be coming off the bench. So yeah, I think that would be pretty solid. What do you guys all think about these trades? So let me know in the comment section below. But besides for that, that is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.